This is the handout for Chapter 22 that I've actually put together for direct labor rates, direct labor cost variances, direct materials cost variances, and also factory overhead variances. So at the very bottom, I'm just going to scroll down. At the very bottom, there's a legend here where I actually use acronyms. So you need to always come down here and pay attention to that. So let's go up to the top first, and you will find this in your files under in your Canvas accounts. So this is my direct labor rate, or my direct labor cost efficiency. Over here is my rate, and over here is my time or my efficiency. So you might want to just write the word rate over here and efficiency or time over here. So what I've done here is it's actual hours times actual rate minus actual hours times standard rate. So what I've done is I've taken this equation, and there should be a minus sign here, this equation, and I combined it to this one. So that you actually have a formula. So this formula is the same as these formulas over here. Actual hours times parentheses actual rate minus standard rate. My suggestion is to use these formulas just as they are, fill it in like you have them, and plug in your numbers. So this will find the direct labor rate variances with this formula. And over here, we have actual hours times standard rate minus standard hours times standard rate. So I combine them right here in this formula. And so this is the same thing as these minus these, actual hours minus standard hours times standard rate. When you get the answer to this one and when you get the answer to this one, you will add them. So you're going to add to get my total labor variances. Okay, so that's direct labor. Now we're moving to direct material. Same thing, I have actual quantity times actual price minus, there should be a minus sign here, actual quantity times standard price. But what I've done is condense the formula to say this. This means the same as this minus this. Notice actual is, when in the parentheses, the actual always appears first. So this is actually my price over here. This is my quantity. So over here, I have actual quantity times standard price times standard quantity times standard price. So again, I condense the formula right here to say the same thing. So use this formulas here to figure out your answers. And when you do, whatever answer you get here, you'll add to whatever answers here to get my total direct materials variances. So I want you to take a look back, but I made this little cheat sheet to help you. Okay, now we're moving to my factory overhead. So we're going to look at the overhead. So here's to calculate each of the factory overhead rates, total factory, variable, and fixed. This is the same formulas that was given in the actual book. Budgeted factory overhead at normal capacity divided by normal productivity capacity. So these are the exact same formulas that are in the book. As we move down, here's my variable factory side. So to get my variable factory overhead variance, I'm going to take my actual factory overhead minus my budgeted. Budgeted is what you don't know. You always know actual. So budgeted, the formula to calculate budgeted is going to be down here. So when you get this answer, standard hours for actual units produced times my variable factory overhead rate, that number goes into the formula here. Fixed. So here's my fixed. Standard hours percent of normal capacity minus standard hours for actual units produced times fixed factory overhead rate. When I get my variable factory overhead rate and my fixed factory overhead rate, I'm actually supposed to add them. You know, this does say subtract. There is a problem here. It should say add. This should be add. It won't let me fix it. I'm on a PDF file, but I will fix this. So change this to the word add, and I'll fix it on your handout to get my total. So this is a little cheat sheet that I put together to help you. Please feel free to write as many notes on here as possible. use the formulas up here that I've highlighted to calculate direct labor rate, direct labor time, direct materials price, direct materials quantity. I think using this sheet will help you tremendously with this chapter.